Hey, good morning, everyone. Can I get some feedback in the chat box? Good morning. Okay, so we will start and I will do the opening, okay? So Assalamualaikum and a very good morning, everyone. I'm Hawa from Training Art by IK, or in shorts, we call us as a TA. Welcome and thank you for joining us for today's webinar session. Training Art by IK has been a trusted training provider in the industry for the past 17 years. For those of you who are new to us, our mission is to help individuals unlock their potential and support organizations in reaching greater heights. We take pride in what we do, and most importantly, we believe that learning should be fun, engaging, and impactful. Everyone has the potential to be extraordinary, and our goal is to create exciting opportunities for growth, development, and new perspective in everyday life. So welcome to today's session entitled SWOT Analysis Essential. This workshop, you will gain experience in using SWOT analysis alongside key project management principles. And we are pleased to have Mr. Vigneswaran as our trainer today. He's a certified HRDC trainer with over 40 years of experience, known for his energetic, engaging, and practical session. Mr. Vigneswaran is here to deliver insights you won't want to miss. To everyone, please give a warm welcome to Mr. Vignes by typing your greetings in the chat. Okay, so before we get started, I would appreciate your cooperation in following a few basic ground rules to ensure a smooth session. Firstly, please rename your Zoom display name to your full name. This is important for our attendance tracking and certificate issuance. Yeah, so you can do so by click at the right. As you can see, there's three dots, right? Once you move your cursor to your name, and then you can rename yourself. And to receive a certificate, as I mentioned in the chat box just now, you must attend at least 1.5 hours of the session. So do stay with us until the end. And you also need to be registered under NTW to qualify for the certificate. So the certificate later you can generate from NTW website. So kindly have your microphone muted throughout the session unless requested otherwise. Please be ready to turn on your camera at the end of the session for a group photo. And then we will have a short break at 11 a.m. around 5 to 10 minutes break. If you have questions, please raise your hand by using the emoji icon, and then engage with us with chat. Feel free to use the emoji reaction to show your presence. And if you are too shy to ask questions out loud, type them in the chat anytime. I'll read them out on behalf when appropriate. Okay. So without further ado, I will hand over this session to our trainer, Mr. Vignes. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. Sorry, Hawa, disrupting you. Hi, good morning, everyone. Can you respond in the chat more energetically, guys? Morning. Okay, that's better. Okay, at least there are 4 responses. There are 5. Come on, guys, let it come. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Counting. 11, 12. There are 30 over of you all here. Come on, let's go, guys. Let's go. Make sure that all of us are awake. Are we awake? Right, we have got about 16. Let's go. Come on. Let's say good morning to each other. Let it be a great morning. All right, that's better. Okay, so I'm actually going to undertake this workshop in English. Thank you very much, everyone, for wishing me good morning, and to everyone else. Okay, tetapi kalau anda mempunyai sebarang pertanyaan, persoalan, pembentangan, hujah dan sebagainya, kalau anda ingin menyatakan dalam bahasa Melayu, feel free ya, anda boleh menaik apa-apa anda ingin bertanya dan sebagainya dalam chat, ataupun hujah anda boleh dipersembahkan dalam bahasa Melayu. There is no issue. We are not doing an English workshop, neither are we doing a VM workshop. We are doing SWOT analysis. So feel free, guys, to use any communicative language that you are comfortable with. So don't worry. And please address me as V. You don't even have to call me Mr. V, yeah? So you can just call me V. You see, no gray hair, right? So I'm quite young actually. Hawa, right?
Yeah,
Hawa
still
is,
young. Still
yeah,
young,
still
Mr. Goh.
young. Yeah, just about 3 years younger than you, Hawa.
Wow.
Okay, guys. So let's get this workshop started. Please let me know if you can actually see. But before that, Hawa, I just want to check with you. Have you already shared the training material to all the participants? Because I
Oh,
recall that you
yeah.
mentioned that you wanted to share it.
Yep. Correct. Too excited this morning. Sorry, guys.
Okay. No,
So
no worries.
I'll share
No.
the slide in the chat box. Everyone can see the slide. You all can download from there.
Yeah. Please.
Please let me know if you have any problems. All right.
Okay. So please use as much as the emojis in the chat. Like for example, y'all can give a thumbs up if y'all have downloaded, right? So people know that you all are actually able to download. So if y'all are able to download, so I'm just going to randomly call some names. So there are many of y'all here, so I'm just going to randomly call names. Can you all on your video, guys? Because when you on your video, then I know that you all are here. You all just off your audio, but please on your video. Don't be shy. Why are you all shy? Come on, guys. Let's on the video. Okay, Cheryl, thank you very much for getting the video on. Who else has on the video? Okay, we have a few more who has, but many of y'all are very shy, yeah? Many of y'all are very shy. Don't be shy, guys. Come on, let's get the video on. Okay, so anyway, I'm just going to ask Cheryl. Cheryl, were you able to download? Yes, okay. Mimi, you can actually use your reaction keys to actually even respond. If you all understand, you don't need to use physical responses, so you can use your reaction keys. Mimi, were you able to download? Good. Okay. Poe, were you able to download? Good. Mimi is good. She knows how to use her reaction keys well. Okay. So, yeah. Jessica, were you able to download? Jessica Mary, were you able to download? You can type in the chat also. Okay, yes. All right. Okay. So with that in mind, guys, I'm just going to introduce to you SWOT analysis. And its content is just one part of risk management. So if you cannot hear me very clearly, then you can stop me, or whenever you don't understand, then you can actually just raise up your hand. When you raise your hands, and then I will stop, and then I will ask you what question you have, then you can type in the chat. Maybe later on, I will also allow you all to open your audio because there are not too many participants. So it is still manageable on my side. So with that in mind, guys, let me introduce myself very, very quickly. So you can actually call me V. So I originate from Ipoh, although I stay in KL currently. My degree and my master's degree, actually by qualification, I'm an engineer. So electrical engineering. Started working off in Singapore. And then came back to Malaysia, 14 years in the higher education industry, went back to the industry as a sales manager. 2015, I became a certified trainer. So since then, I've done more than 4,000 hours of training. So yours is training number 483. Okay, so that is a little bit of background about me. So now let me introduce what is SWOT analysis. So by the end of this training session, you will be able to master what is SWOT analysis. Of course, there are many different type of risk management tools. So SWOT analysis is one of them. Okay, so there are many analyses, like when you go into a strategic thinking workshop or a book that you actually read, then you realize there are many tools that you can actually use. So now this is just one of them. So don't think that this is the only one, but this is just one of the strategic thinking or risk management tools that you can actually use. And as much as possible, I'm going to allow all of y'all to actually have a hands-on experience. Now, whether you want to participate and join and present and experience and learn, that is totally up to you. But if, let's say, you decide that no, you just want to attend and you only want to listen, but you don't want to have the hands-on experience, then it's also totally up to you. So there's not much that I can actually do. All right. So with that in mind, guys, I'm actually going to begin to introduce to you the idea and the concept of SWOT analysis. And if you look at your training material, so before I go to this, let me just present the training material that you all have. I will also download it from the chat in that case, because it might be a little bit different. Okay, let me just download it onto my desktop. Okay, and then let me open it. Oh, somehow it didn't download onto my desktop. How come? Let me just try again. Yeah. Okay, now it is. Okay, let me just present to you your training material. Just give me a second. Okay, so this is your training material. So this training material is basically a duplication of what I'm going to present to all of y'all. So let me go through the training material so you all clearly know how to use this training material. So if you look at the first part of it, there is nothing much for y'all to complete. Basically, all the notes have already been given to you. Okay, everything is already here. But I will go through the content and explain to you, right? But when we come to this part, this will be very useful for you to reflect back with your training material to see what is actually the content here and what is my explanation. Because when you can relate, then you will understand what this is about. But when it comes to this part of it, here, I expect you all to do a little bit of activity. So this is where we are going to have some hands-on experience. And if time permits, then what you all can actually do is then probably we'll even go to the next slide as well, where you can actually independently do your own SWOT analysis. So when the time comes, we will actually go through that. So I hope we are quite clear with the training material. Now, SWOT analysis is something that's actually used for most businesses, sometimes in marketing as well. So let me explain what is SWOT analysis with a whiteboard. So let me go to this whiteboard. Okay, let me open this whiteboard. Can you see this whiteboard? Can you all see this whiteboard, ladies and gentlemen? Can you say yes if you can see this whiteboard? Yes, okay. So now let's say what is you and what is the other. Okay, now for example, we have got a company and the company's name is 𝐿 Sdn Bhd. Now, if this is 𝐿 Sdn Bhd, all other companies are external parties. All right. So Y company, A company, B company, Z company, all these are external. So this is from the perspective of a company. But within a company, you can even have many departments. You can have the marketing department, you can have the sales department, you can have the HR department, you can have the production unit, you can have the QA, you can have the R&D, you can have the planning department, you can actually have many departments. So when it comes to at the department level, then let's say you are at the planning department. Now this is internal, and all other departments will be external. All right. Okay. Now, when you break down even further, within a department, you can have many teams. Let's say you have team 1, team 2, team 3, team 4, team 5, team 6, and so on. Now, within the team, let's say this is team 1. Now, within team 1, this is internal, and all others are external. So you can look at it from many different perspectives. So one perspective that you can actually look at it from is from the perspective of a company. From the perspective of a company, all other companies are external and within the whole company is internal. But when you break down the company into several departments, then let's say I'm from the planning department. Within the planning department is internal. All other departments are external. Now, let's say I break down the planning department, right? And within the planning department, there are several teams, right? There's team 1, team 2, team 3, team 4, team 5. Then you can say that within the team, that it is internal, and all other teams, although within the same department, they can also be considered as external. All right. So this is how you should look at when we talk about SWOT analysis. So I'm going to stop the share now. And then let's go back to our slide. Let's go back to our slide. Okay. Can you all see my slides clearly? Aina, can you see my slide?
Yes.
Okay, good. Right. So when we say that it's very helpful for most businesses and marketing situation, you got to look at it from the context of whether you're looking at it from the context of a team, whether you're looking at it as a context from the context of a department, or whether you're looking at it from the context of a whole company. So it is different. All right. So it can still be used for different situations. Now, what does SWOT actually stand for? Now, SWOT actually stands for S here, stands for strength. Okay, so S here stands for strength. W here stands for weakness. O here stands for opportunity. And T here stands for threat. Now, let's go through in detail what does each one of these mean. So far, so good? Any questions so far? Let me ask Cheryl. Cheryl, so far so good?
So far, so good.
All right. Ragumaran, so far so good?
Yes. Good.
Okay, very good. Thanks for being there. Okay, so now we are actually going to proceed. So here we have got 4 quadrants. We have got 4 quadrants and 2 axes. One is our x-axis. One is our y-axis. One is the horizontal axis. One is the vertical axis. So when you have 2 axes, you can have 4 quadrants. Okay, so how does this quadrant work? Now, this one here is the internal origin. Okay, now when we look at a company from the perspective of a company, X company just now, internal origin means whatever that is inside the company. Now, external origin means what is outside the company, outside of X. That means things that are happening outside of X. For example, let's say the development in robotics. Now, you all know there is a lot of development in humanoid robots. So these are external developments that can help or affect the company. This has nothing to do with the company. Now, when we talk about internal origin, for example, let's say the company has an exceptional product. Let's say, for example, Apple. Apple has got iOS. Now, iOS is unique. Their operating system for Apple is unique, and that is an internal product or internal origin. Okay, internal origin. Now, helpful means, now we are going to the x-axis. Now, helpful means, that means things that can help the company. If we are looking from the company's perspective, help the department. If you are looking from the department's perspective, help the team. If you are looking from the perspective of the team. So that is helpful. Harmful means things that can actually affect them. Okay. So now let's look at the first quadrant. Okay, the first quadrant is basically the strength. So you can see that I've actually made S bigger. So strength is basically what is working for your business. Now there are 2 rules here. The first rule is it must be internal origin and it must be helpful. Okay, so that is the first one. Now the next one is harmful. Now, harmful means it must still be internal, something that is happening within your organization, internal, but it has got negative consequences, which means what's not working for your company, not working. Here is what's working for your company. That means in favor of your company. Right. Then the next one is external origin. External means that something that is happening from the outside. So this one is an opportunity. So for example, let's say you are a logistics company. Yeah? And in logistics company, basically you need to move a lot of things very fast, and it's very labor intensive. Labor intensive. Labor intensive means that means it uses a lot of people. For example, if you look at the company that employs the most amount of people in the whole world is actually Amazon. Why? Because Amazon is just not an online selling company, and not only it has got AWS, it has also got a very large logistics supply chain. And if I'm not mistaken, they employ between 1.5 to 2 million people. So why are there so many employees? Because it's logistics. So an external opportunity for Amazon as a company is positive, helpful. Remember, this is helpful. Helpful is an opportunity, and its external origin is when there are more positive or good advancement in robotics, in humanoid robots. Why? Because this can replace some what we call as the 3D jobs. You all remember? Dirty, dangerous, derogatory, and things like that, right? And also some repetitive stuff, tasks, things that are just routine and boring also. Okay, so but at the same time, external developments can also become a threat. Okay, for example, let's say you look at sundry shops, okay, when you have a lot of sundry shops. But let's say now people can actually order everything online. So there is what we call as online ordering or e-business, right? So for example, Shopee and Lazada. So if there is more platforms like Shopee, Lazada, maybe even there's this Chinese platform, I think it's called Taobao and all that. Now these external developments, nothing to do with my sundry shop. My sundry shop is still doing very well. We are offering competitive prices, but these external origins or external developments that is actually happening can appear as a threat. So it must be external and it must be harmful. So this is why it's actually called SWOT analysis. That's why it's actually called SWOT analysis. S here stands for strength, W here stands for weakness, O here stands for opportunity, and T here stands for threat. Okay, right. So with that, guys, let's move on to the next slide. So however, when the time around 11 o'clock comes, please give me a tinkle. Otherwise, I will be just progressing. Can, Hawa?
Sure.
All right. Okay. So when we talk about something that is a strength, one thing, it can be tangible or intangible. So you might ask me, what is the difference between tangible and intangible? Tangible means something that you can see, you can actually feel, you can actually taste, you can actually smell, or you can actually hear. This is tangible. But intangible means something that you cannot see, smell, taste, feel, or hear. For example, a helpful thing is, for example, you say someone, we have got very high skill staff, we got very high IQ staff, we got very high emotional intelligence staff. So when you say we have got very high IQ staff, I cannot see, I can only experience that. So that is intangible. So all these are internal and helpful. Okay, let's say I've got all or a large number of hardworking staff. Okay, so that's an internal thing and it's very helpful. So as I said, traits and qualities of your employee, for example, hardworking employees, intelligent employees, creative employees, innovative employees, all that. And for example, if let's say you have got a huge financial backing, for example, I give you a company like Microsoft, I give you a company like Google, I give you a company like Amazon. Now, these companies have got huge amount of money. So what happens when there is, let's say, for example, there was OpenAI. You all have used ChatGPT before. Okay. So what did Microsoft do? Microsoft became a very large shareholder in that company. So the moment they have got a lot of cash, they can invest in a company and they can also use or adopt that technology. So all these are internal origin. But there can also be internally certain things that are actually harmful, which we call as weaknesses. For example, things that you need to improve, fix, or avoid. Okay, let me give you an example. If, let's say, you have got machines that are very old and outdated. So when there are machines that are very old and outdated, they are very slow, they break down very frequently, they require very high maintenance. All these are internal origin. And for example, if let's say your company has got a lot of debt, debt means a lot of borrowings, a lot of loans. When your company have got a lot of loans, now when you want to embark into a new business, a new investment, a new opportunity, then you realize that you need to take more loans. But who is going to give you loan? Nobody is going to give you loan. And even if they give you a loan, probably they are going to charge you a very high interest rate. So this is internal origin and it is harmful. All right. Okay, so far so good. Thank you very much, Asfarul. Now, external origin. External origin means something that comes from outside. Right? For example, the use of new technology. So if you look at many software development companies, now software development companies have hugely benefited from the rapid development of what we call as large language modeling. All of y'all have used ChatGPT. All of y'all would have used Grok. Some of y'all would have used DeepSeek. Some of y'all would have used Gemini AI, many other large language models. But most of the software developers, they use Anthropic, right? And also some of them, they stick on to what we call as GitHub or GitLab. So these are external events that are actually taking place to increase the productivity of my software developers. Let's say now I'm a CEO of my company. Now the things that are developing outside there, which is nothing to do with my company. OpenAI is developing it. XAI is developing Grok. DeepSeek is developed by another company, but I'm using or leveraging on all these developments to improve the productivity of my software developers. Okay, so that is external events that are helping to make my company become more productive, maybe more efficient, more creative, and so forth. At the same time, external events can also appear as a threat. For example, last time we had in Malaysia, I don't know whether you can remember, we had Uber. But then we had a new entrant and it was called Grab. So Grab appeared to be a threat to Uber, and in fact, Grab actually bought over Uber. Now, Grab actually had a monopoly, but then you realize that there were new entrants. There are new other ride-hailing companies. So external events, that is outside of Grab, that are actually probably harmful to Grab. So these are things that are happening outside that are actually harmful to them. So this is, for example, that is a new entrant and also a substitute product. That means if I don't want to take Grab, I can actually choose maybe Maxim or something like that. Okay, so this is what the SWOT analysis is about now. All the while, I've been talking from the perspective of a company, but this can also happen from the perspective of the departmental level. So for example, let's say I'm the planning department. All these strength and opportunity also, I can look at it from the perspective of the department. So anything within the department of planner, that's internal origin. Anything outside the planning department, that means production department, let's say R&D department, let's say a quality department, all that can also be looked at as external. So it depends. Okay, so it depends. Okay, so let's go further. Now, we are going to ask the questions from what I've already described. I want you all to go to the chat and I want you all to type down from what we have already discussed. How does SWOT analysis help your business? Let's go, guys. Please type. I'm waiting for your response. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Don't have to be correct. All you need to do is type. So Suhaila, Suhaila is from TA. Okay, so we have got Nursila, we have got Poe, we have got Mimi, we have got Zura, we have got Faisal, we have got Sok, Yunma, we have got Rosli, we have got Louis, Junchong, we have got Julin, we have got Sarah, we have got Hillary, Azfarul, Lokman. Come on, guys, please type, please, please, please. Okay, first thing is, Sok Yunma says it helps you plan your next step. Exactly, because you will know how to make use of your opportunity and overcome your threat. Understand deeper of the operation. Exactly. You get better insight. It's true. Identify new sources for the company. For example, risk and return of investment. Exactly. So that we can prioritize what is important. Absolutely. Be more productive. True. We can plan strategy for company achievement. Exactly. Plan for future businesses. Correct. Long-term planning. Absolutely. Identify new development and pricing. Direct the focus. Yes, we will know exactly how to steer the ship, whether to go this way, that way, go straight. Yes. And you can even have several competitive advantages as well. Very good. Very good. So all of y'all are here. All of y'all are attentive. All of y'all are focused. Now, let's take it to the next level. So I'm going to move on, guys. Thank you very much for your responses. Now, strengths, basically things that actually stand out against your competitors. Weaknesses are things that are hurting you, things that are affecting you, things that are painful. So what do? You need to address your weaknesses. Okay, you need to address your weaknesses. Absolutely. You need to prepare for your threats. Yes, Faisal, if you don't prepare for your threats, then you realize that your competitors will actually eat you. Huh? Now, the next thing is you got to find and seize new opportunities. So when there are things that are actually changing, for example, there is a saying these days. Recently, I heard I was hearing a podcast by Geoffrey Hinton. Geoffrey Hinton is known as the godfather of artificial intelligence. So he was telling so many jobs are actually going to be disrupted. New jobs will be created. We don't know what it is. Many of it we don't know. Like when internet came, we do not know when internet came in the 1990s, there is something going to be ride hailing. There is going to be a huge job market called ride hailing. Nobody knew. So what AI is going to do and how disruptive it's going to be, everybody knows it's going to be very disruptive, but we do not know what are the new jobs that's actually going to come. Nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. Nobody has the foresight to see it. But one thing Geoffrey Hinton said, the godfather of AI, he said that AI will not replace you, but those who use AI will replace you. Okay, so here is an opportunity. So if you seize the opportunity where you leverage the developments that are happening in AI, then you realize that you are ahead of your competitors. At the same time, you can prepare to avoid your threats. Now, this is basically SWOT analysis. Now, in SWOT analysis, not only finding your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are important. We need to formulate what we call as strategic issues. And for every strategic issue, we need to formulate what we call as the SMART objective. S, M, A, R, and T. Now, in SMART objective, we are going to focus on only three things. One is S, one is M, and one is T. We don't need to waste time with A and R. Don't worry. We cut short. Okay, what it is, we will look later. Don't worry, don't panic. What is SMART? What is SMART? Don't worry, don't worry. We are going there. We are going there. All right. So, strategic issues are basically key challenges or problems that need to be achieved. All right. Yes, Lokoi, that's right. SMART is actually a goal. Key challenges or problems that need to be addressed to achieve your goals. Now, strategic issues can not only will be negative, it can also be positive. It's a positive issue. Strategic issue which is negative needs to be addressed. Strategic issue which is positive need to be leveraged on. What is leveraged on? Leveraged on means we need to use it to make ourselves better and better and better. Now, from every strategic issue, we will develop what we call as a strategic objective. Now, the strategic objective is what we need to develop using SMART. Okay, we need to develop using SMART. Don't worry, we will see later what is SMART. Okay, now, if we were to do that, then we will be able to address our strategic objective effectively. Okay. One example of a SMART goal is something like this. Increase our market share in Asia by 10% by the end of 31st December 2023. Now, I told you we will focus on S, M, and T. Now, what is S? Okay. S is basically, I'm going to type here, S basically is specific. Right? Okay, let me erase this. Okay, S is basically specific. M is basically measurable. And T is basically time bound. Okay, there should be a time frame. Now let's see whether what I told you here is a SMART goal or not. What I told you here is a SMART goal or not. Alamak, hilang pula. Okay, hold on. Let me type back again. Sorry. Okay, S is basically specific. M is basically measurable. T is basically time bound. Right? Okay. So now let's look at this, whether this is specific, measurable, or time bound. Okay. Now I'm a company director. I got many goals. One of my goal is increase our market share in Asia. I ask myself, is this specific? What do I want to do? I want to increase market share. Where do I want to increase the market share? In the Asian subcontinent. Okay. So this is a specific goal. Now, is it measurable? Boleh diukur atau tidak? Specific means khusus. So yang ini adalah memang sangat khusus. Now, is it measurable? Boleh saya mengukur? Yes, I can measure because I want to increase my market share by 10%. So, for example, if let's say my current market share is 20%. Now, if I want to increase it by 10% from that 20%, 10% of 20%, meaning my new market share will be equivalent to 20% plus with 2%. Because 10%, let me make this longer, 10% of 20%, 10% daripada 20% itu hanyalah 2% saja. So my new market share must be equivalent to 22%. So maknanya, let's say I set this goal by the end of December 2023. Let's assume that we are in 2022. Let's say I set this goal by the end of 31st December 2023. So when January 1st, 2024 come, I can see whether I've achieved my goal or not. And during the period from January 1st, 2023, right up to December 31st, 2023, I can measure whether I'm progressing towards my goal or not. So if every month I measure, my market share is increasing slowly. Daripada 20%, dia jadi 20.1%. Bulan depan dia jadi 20.3%. Bulan seterusnya dia menjadi 20.5% dan seterusnya. Okay? Kalau proses ini berlanjutan and I can see a trend line di mana dia semakin lama semakin naik dan menghala kepada 22%, which means I'm going in the right direction and I can measure my progress. Okay. Second thing, so it is measurable. Good job. Then the third one is is this actually time bound? Is there a time limit? Yes, there is a clear time frame. 31st December 2023. So by 31st December 2023, smart goal saya mestilah tercapai. So this is what we call as strategic objective. Okay guys, so far so good. Please type in the chat guys. So far so good, so far so good. Any questions? So far so good? All right, very good. And okay, so far so good. Cheryl, thank you very much. That was nice. Okay, good. Up till now, excellent. Okay, now let's move on to the next part of it. Let me just clear this part of the slide. Okay, now let's look at an example. Okay, so now this is a company. I don't know what company. Let's say this is one company. Yeah. So in this company, there are certain things which are their strengths, their weaknesses, their opportunities, and their threats. Now, Lina may ask me, hey, but my company has got many strengths which are internal. Why do I only write one strength here? My answer to you is, you must use the Pareto principle. What is Pareto principle? Pareto principle says that 20% of the input will give you 80% of the output. The remaining 80% of the input will only give you 20% of the output. Means you will have many strengths, but every time you're doing the SWOT analysis, you pick the most impactful strength, the most worst weakness, the most best opportunity, the most dangerous threat. Of course, you'll have many strengths, you'll have many weaknesses, you may have many opportunities and many threats, but you take the one that is the most impactful. So, for example, they have identified their most impactful internal strength is, number one, the positive attributes that give you an advantage over competitors. What is the positive attribute they have? A loyal customer base. For example, if you go for Apple product, or you go for Tesla, or if you go for Google, you will see that they have got a very loyal customer base. Loyal customer base means there's always a repeat business. People, once they use Apple product, they want to use back their Apple product. I'm using Oppo. I'm not an ambassador of Apple. Okay, I'm not promoting. I'm using Oppo, just to let you all know. I'm also using Windows, right? So I'm not trying to promote any brand. So, but you actually have them actually repeat customers. They want to use. Not only that, sometimes you'll also have them as their brand ambassadors. So like my daughter, she uses Apple products. She always tries to promote Apple product to me. She always tries to promote Apple product. 20% strength, 80% return. Pareto principle. Yes, can say that as well. Okay. So this is what is one of my strengths. So this strength, I must take advantage of it. If I don't take advantage of it, it's a waste. So I come out with a strategic issue, but this is a positive strategic issue. So what is the strategic issue here? How to leverage customer loyalty to increase sales and referrals. What is sales? Jualan. What is referrals? Basically, they introduce new customers, like what my daughter is doing to me here. Like what my daughter is doing to me. Okay. So from this strategic issue, I will develop a strategic objective. So what is my strategic objective? Increase sales by 15% and referrals by 10%. And what do I plan to do? By offering loyalty rewards and incentive. So if you ask me, is this a SMART goal? Let me explain to you. What do I want to achieve? Increase sales. What do I want to achieve? Increase referrals. What do I want to do? Offer loyalty rewards and incentives. Okay. It is very specific. Sangat khusus. Okay. Adakah dia boleh diukur? Yes. I want to increase sales by 15%. So boleh diukur. Very good. Adakah referrals boleh diukur? Yes. I want to increase my referrals by 10%. Okay, fantastic. Measurable, boleh diukur. So specific, lulus. Measurable, lulus. The next thing is it time bound? Yes. by end of 2023. Sebelum penghujung 2023. What is penghujung 2023? Most likely minggu yang terakhir 2023. That means saya perlu mencapai hasrat saya, matlamat saya sebelum penghujung ataupun minggu terakhir 2023. So it is SMART. Okay. Sekarang kita tengok the weakness, kelemahan. 11 o'clock already. Okay. 5 minutes to 11. We finish this slide, then we take a 10 minutes break. Yeah. Okay. So the strategic issue here. Okay. Again, what is weakness? The negative attributes that limit your performance or hinder your growth. Hinder means penghalang. Penghalang. For example, there is a high turnover rate. Okay. Banyak orang yang actually resign, datang balik. We need to do a rehiring. We need to do a retraining. See, hiring, retraining. And then semasa dia adalah pekerja yang baru, maybe their efficiency is very low. Then they also make a lot of mistakes. So basically, high turnover is a negative thing. And this is keadaan dalaman yang berlaku dalam syarikat saya. So the strategic issue here, this one is a negative strategic issue. How to reduce turnover and retain talent. Retain means, that means mengekalkan skill worker saya, mengekalkan supaya mereka tidak meninggalkan syarikat saya. So daripada sini saya membina strategic or SMART goal. Strategic objective saya adalah reduce turnover by 20% and increase retention by 30% by improving employee engagement and satisfaction by the end of 2023. As I told you, let's say we assume that this is 2022. Okay, so is this specific tak? Adakah yang ini khusus? Reduce turnover, okay, specific. Increase retention. Mengekalkan mereka yang sedia ada. Okay, spesifik. Bagaimana improving employee engagement and satisfaction? Adakah yang ini khusus? Ya, memang khusus. Adakah boleh diukur? Yes. Reduce turnover dengan by 20%. So, boleh diukur. So, semakin lama trend saya adalah di mana turnover itu semakin lama semakin berkurang, mungkin saya boleh mencapai matlamat saya yang saya telah membina sebelum 2023. Increase retention by 30%. Boleh diukur? Yes, boleh diukur. So, measurable, lulus. Then the next one is time bound. Adakah kita mempunyai jangka waktu yang tetap? Yes. Mungkin sebelum penghujung atau minggu yang terakhir 2023, saya perlu mencapai matlamat saya. Dan kalau kita lihat, the same thing for opportunities. But opportunities adalah faktor luaran dan bukannya faktor dalaman. So, what do I want to do? Expanding into a new market. So, saya tengok, katakan kereta elektrik. Dulu, banyak syarikat daripada China hanya menjual kereta elektrik mereka di dalam pasaran China saja. But now you see, they are expanding globally. Not only they are expanding globally, you realize they have opened a factory in Mexico. They have opened a factory, BYD. BYD has opened a factory in Mexico. BYD has opened a factory in Hungary. BYD has opened a factory in India. Now, I heard they are also going to open a factory, I don't know whether in Indonesia or in Australia and many other countries. So, expanding into a new market. Expanding. So, what is the strategic issue here? I'm just checking the time as well. How to enter and succeed into a new market. Yes, I can expand, but I need to be successful. How? So, increase market share in Asia by 10% by launching a localized product. Localized means CKD, localized or maybe totally manufactured here, and marketing campaign by the end of 2023. Okay, so is this specific? Yes, I want to increase my market share by launching a localized product and marketing campaign. All right, so specific. Is there something that's measurable? Yes, increase by 10%. Okay, meningkat sebanyak 10%. Ada jangka waktu yang khusus? Yes, end of 2023. Ada jangka waktu yang khusus. Similarly for threats. Again, remember threats, ancaman, dia mestilah faktor luaran. Okay, bukan faktor dalaman, faktor luaran. So, apakah the ancaman di sini? Example is losing market share to a new competitor. Okay, now let's say we take Tesla. Tesla has been losing market share to new competitor. Although they are selling more vehicles, but market share semakin shrinking. Why? Because there are new entrants, especially from China. So, strategic issue here is how to compete and differentiate from the new competitor. Bagaimana saya boleh membezakan diri saya daripada pencabar. Okay, how can I do that? Strategic objective is maintain and increase market share in Europe by enhancing product quality and customer service by the end of 2023. So this one, saya masih boleh mengukur. Why? Walaupun tidak ada nombor di sini, but the key word here is maintain, kekalkan. Asalkan saya boleh kekalkan pasaran sedia ada, that means I've already maintained. So yang ini boleh diukur. Alright, so dengan ini kita akan take a break for how 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so we'll have a 10 minutes. Masa sekarang adalah pukul 10 dan kita akan kembali balik tepat pada pukul 11.10 pagi. Alright, kalau anda mempunyai sebarang pertanyaan, anda boleh mengajukan di dalam chat. Right, so with that guys, let's take a quick 10 minutes break. Is that cool?
Great.
Alright, see you again. All right, selamat kembali. Everyone, are you all here? Can you say yes by chatting with us in the chat if you all are back? All right. Sharon is back, Hilary is back, Raghu is back, Sukyun Ma is back, Mimi is back, Farzana is back, Anne is back, Ikmal is back, Junchong is back, Asfarul is back. Okay, so many of y'all are back dan kita akan teruskan. Alright, so if you can remember, tadi kita dah tengok satu contoh. We had already looked at an example of how we pick one strength and then develop the strategic issue and strategic objective berasaskan salah satu strength yang kita telah memilih and then salah satu weakness yang kita telah memilih di antara beberapa weakness yang kita telah mengenal pasti, and then the same thing we did for opportunity dan juga threats. Sekarang,
sorry.
yes,
I think I've got question in the Q&A session.
there is. I cannot see the chat.
Can you see in the Q&A beside the chat box? There's a Q&A.
Oh, for me it doesn't display, lah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I just paste the.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see a Q&A.
Yeah.
No, I can only pose a question. I cannot see a question.
Is it?
I don't know why. Okay, but anyway, you can read it verbally now.
I'll paste in the chat.
What I observed is the turnover rate is high in everywhere. What is it? Because of the trend for higher flexible working, human statistics seems to not. Oh, this is a question on why there is a high turnover rate. This one is basically, I cannot answer this lah. This one has got the, you have to do a research, and it's definitely not related to the SWOT analysis. Basically, you need to come up with a, maybe you should try some techniques or tactics, or probably employ some external consultants to gradually approach the issue. But since you have already identified that high turnover rate is something that is a problem, you all must come up with a strategic objective. So once you have got some benchmarks that you all think that you all need to meet, then you all need to come up with some what we call as ideas, plans. Maybe you can actually have some external consultants to help you out, and probably see how whether your plans are executing well. So you have your present state and your desired state. So you can actually see how you can progressively go there. All right. So now let's move on to the an example of a strategic issue and objective, and you all are actually going to do an activity and share your answers in the chat. So I want you to take your time. This is the last thing that we are going to do before we end the training for today. Now, this is a company, and this was actually developed by me. So it's not real. It's not real. It's just a case study kind of thing. Something that I just developed as a case study. So remember, it's not real. So I think you all know this company called Tesla, and you all know that Tesla is an AI robotics company, right? So they manufacture many products, and one of the products that you all, I think, quite know is that they have got batteries, they have got electric motors, they have got self-driving cars, they have got electric vehicles, they have got a large supercomputer cluster, and many other things. Now, here, I've listed down all the strengths internally. And then I've also listed down all their weaknesses. And then I've listed down all the external factors that are taking place and all the external threats that are taking place. Now, these are all internal. These are all internal. These are all internal. These are all external. And these are all external. Now, these are helpful internal. These are harmful internal. These are helpful external. These are harmful externals. Now, I cannot be developing a strategic issue and objective for each one of these strengths. Otherwise, I will not be focused. So let me pick one from each one of it and try to address. So based on Pareto principle, which I found, that helped me identify which one is the most impactful strength, impactful weakness, impactful opportunity and threat, respectively. I came up with this, right? Okay. So for Tesla, the biggest strength based on my fabricated, I'm using the word fabricated, that means it's not real, fabricated case study is, their strength is Tesla is the market leader in electric vehicle industry with a significant market share and a very loyal customer base. So I think you can actually say when it comes to electric vehicles, especially we call it as luxurious electric vehicles, they have got the largest market share and their customer base is also quite loyal. Okay. Then what is their biggest internal harmful aspect, which is their weakness? Tesla has a very high turnover rate and faces challenges in retaining talent. Okay. Why? Probably it's a very stressful company. I'm just assuming. Remember, this is a fabricated case study. Now, at the same time, there are some positive things that are also taking place externally. Number one, the positive attributes that are taking place externally is Tesla can expand into new markets where there is a growing demand for electric vehicles and clean energy products. Okay, why? Because electric vehicles are maybe uses 1/3 the amount of energy that the internal combustion engine uses. So most governments wants to, the faster a government transitions or the country transitions to electric vehicles, the more money they actually save, which is good for the country. Yeah. So there's also the positive side of it is there is also a clean, better, cleaner environment. Huh? Okay. But there are also external threats that are taking place. For example, Tesla faces a lot of threat from predominantly Chinese automakers. For example, BYD, Geely, SAIC, GAC, and GWM. So these are just, remember, these are just fabricated case studies. So I want each of y'all to try, although I will present the answers to you, to try and develop a strategic issue and objective for each one of it. But let's start with the first quadrant for Q1. For Q1, could you all try developing the strategic issue and objective? Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, you all can type in the chat for the first one. Tesla is the market leader in the electric vehicle industry with a significant market share and a loyal customer base. Right? Why don't you all try developing the strategic issue and strategic objective? You don't have to be correct. You just need to try. Come, all one of y'all, let's try. Let's go. Strategic issue, it can be a positive strategic issue. Strategic issue, Kini says unable to differentiate against other electric car brands. This one will be a threat. This is a strategic issue, Chini, that will fall under threat. Okay, how to sustain in market as #1 market player and retain loyal customer base. Yes, this will be definitely a strategic issue until strength. Correct, and that will be a strategic issue under strength. You're correct. Okay, so Chini identified a strategic issue under threat and actually identified a strategic issue under strength. Okay, now let's identify a strategic issue under weaknesses. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Complacency, okay, but a strategic issue should be phrased in the form of a sentence. Try again, Cheryl. Tesla has a high turnover rate and faces challenges in retaining talent. Come, let's go, guys. Don't have to be correct. You just need to try. Come everyone, let's go. Let's get the thinking hat on board. Okay, strategic. Oh, we already developed strategic objective. We haven't gone there yet. I think what I think as Farul is trying to say is a strategic issue. How to increase the productivity by reducing the workforce. This can actually be a strategic issue for weakness, because if you can increase automation and reduce workforce, then your turnover doesn't matter. Well done, Asfarul. Well done. How to overcome the challenge in order to retain talent? Yes, Sarah, that can be a strategic issue for weakness. How to leverage the loyal customer base and significant market share that we have to maintain the number one in the EV industry, Farzana, that will be a strategic issue for strength. You're right. Yes, correct, Asparul. Strategic issue, you're absolutely correct. How to hire skillful staff for better productivity and what should Tesla offer to the current talent? Because this one would be probably can be used under strategic issue for strength. Because here the problem is not about hiring, it's about retaining when it comes to weaknesses. Weakness, yeah, one of the thing is to reduce, the strategic issue is to reduce the turnover. Okay, guys, how to come up with a strategic issue for opportunity? Anyone? Strategic issue for opportunity. You guys are doing great. You guys are rocking. You guys are doing awesome actually. On the spot. Normally, I will send them to the breakout room. Normally, they'll be working in groups. And normally, they'll take about 5 to 10 or 15 minutes to come out. And you guys are doing it spontaneously at rapid speed. Awesome. You guys are rocking. Let's get the momentum going. Let's maintain this momentum, guys. Good job. Right. How to dominate the new markets and ensure growing demand for EV and clean products. Exactly. Good one, Sarah. Collaboration. How do I collaborate with the local authorities or government or maybe what we call as automotive distributors? Yes. Like for example, Sai Motors or maybe even Burma's Auto. Yes, exactly, Poi. Right? That's exactly what I think BYD did, right? They actually collaborated with, if I'm not mistaken, Sai Motors and also Go Brothers, if I'm not wrong. Right, some more strategic issues. Let's go, guys. Come on. So far, so good. So far, so good. SFSG. Okay. I have a wild idea. Having Tesla for e-hailing service. Why not? You can go even while Poe, you can say that start introducing robo-taxis. Right, Poe? They're already rolling out robo-taxis in Austin this month. Yes. Right. Determining which markets offer the best potential growth. Yes, that can also be a strategic issue. How do we align with the world policies and world carbon issue? Okay, carbon footprint reduction to boost sales for Tesla product sustainability. Well done, Asparu. Okay, now let's look at threats. Okay, one threat was already mentioned by, let me go back, by Chinyi. So one threat that was mentioned by Chinyi, I'm going to put this. This is basically Chinyi's one, not mine. This will fall under threat. Unable to differentiate other electric vehicles, EV car brands. Okay. I'm not saying this is right or wrong. This is just for exercise purposes only. Someone? Anyone? So far, so good. So far, so good. You guys are doing great. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Let's get the momentum going on. Kalau anda ingin menaik dalam bahasa Melayu, dipersilakan, ya. Jangan segan silu, jangan rasa malu. Please type in BM. If you are comfortable to menaip dalam bahasa Melayu, silakan. Right, let's go on guys. Salah satu daripada strategic issue yang telah dipersembahkan oleh, if I'm not mistaken, her name was, or I don't know whether it's her, he is Chingy, was basically unable to differentiate other electric or EV car brands. Lagi, selain daripada itu. Come on, let's go. To review the cost of production. Can also be that. Or we can rephrase it to, let's say, Cheryl, I'm going to rephrase it to offer more compelling EVs at competitive prices. Something like that. The same thing, Cheryl, but I'm just rephrasing it in a different sentence. To offer more compelling EVs at competitive prices. Samu, let's go, guys. How to emphasize more on the unique. Okay, I think what he meant was unique selling point. This is absolutely true. Unique, yes. Right. So unique selling point. And with the autonomous option, exactly. How to improve existing quality and replace product with more affordable materials. Make sense? Okay, so all these can come under strategic issues. Okay. So how to review marketing campaign and brand positioning. Exactly. Okay, now I am actually going to take this as a strategic issue for the threats. Unable to differentiate against EV car brands. I'm just going to modify this to maintain the position as the exclusive EV brand in Malaysia. Okay, let's say this is what is their strategy issue. I'm going to just give me some time. I'm going to. Okay, so to maintain the position as the exclusive EV brand in Malaysia, let's say this is one of the strategic issues for Tesla under the quadrant of threat. Now, how do we come up with a SMART goal? That is the question. So remember, we focus on S, we focus on M, we focus on T. We forget about A and R. Okay, guys, try. Then probably I will actually present to you one SMART goal that is related to that, to maintain the position as the exclusive EV brand in Malaysia. This would be for threats, because they are facing competition from new entrants from China, right? Okay, especially BYD, Geely. Even actually, I can even put brands like XPeng, 𝐍𝐭 will fall under GD group, so under Geely as well. Proton also you can say is part of GD group. So how can you come out with a strategic objective? Let's say, strategic objective for this strategic issue that actually falls under threat. Okay, falls under threat. Focus on SMT. How can we do that? And I will suggest something to you all as well. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. And don't worry, we will always improvise on the strategic objectives that you all have presented. Okay, let's go. Anyone? S. Yeah, S, M, and T. Let's go, guys. Try. Okay, since you all are quiet, I will just give you one. Offer free DC and AC charging for all Tesla purchased after the date of let's say today was the date. Today is 20th. So let's say 1st July 25. Now this is a smart goal. Why? Why? Why is this smart? First thing is it specific? Yes, we are offering free DC and AC charging for all the Teslas. Now, is this measurable? This is also measurable. Why? It is measurable because it is zero cost. You are giving it for free. So as long as you are able to progressively go towards offering free, then you realize that you are moving towards it. Okay, to launch a new model, lower cost EV model by the end of 2026. Okay, so these are how we can actually improvise on this. To offer a new model with similar technology and quality at beginning RM 150,000 by Q1 26. Right. So to offer a new model with similar technology and quality beginning RM 150,000 by Q1 2026. Now this is smart. I'm focusing on a new model, but I didn't tell you the dimension. It can be a smaller model from the existing model. But the technology and the quality, build quality cannot be compromised. Okay, similar technology and quality must be there. But it can be a bit smaller. It can be probably what we call as unbox manufacturing, some form of manufacturing that actually makes the car or the entire production become cheaper or something like that. All right, well done, Fisa. Well done. Samo, let's go, guys. Try. Anyone? Okay, so I'm going to try another one. I just want you all to think, okay, to remain and improve quality, brands, and productivity by offering 50% off electric usage at home, charging places, and brand marketing of the product by end of 2025. To remain and improve quality. Okay, to remain and improve quality is measurable because you can measure how by the number of customer complaints that come. Improve also can measure if the number of customer complaint reduces, means it improves. Okay, very specific, measurable. Quality of brands and productivity by offering 50% off electricity usage at home, charging places. But this one only will be a problem because most of our electricity charging is done by TNB or they are using their own solar panel. So the first one is actually possible, but the second one will be a little tough. But is this a smart goal? Yes. It is a smart code. All right? It is a smart code. Okay, one more. Let's go. Let's have one more, guys. Come on, try. Good try, and let's go. One more. Let's have one more. Okay. To offer lifetime battery and motor warranty for all Tesla purchased after the date of 1st July 2025. It can be something like this, right? Okay, so that will also be a strategic objective. Why? Because this is very specific and you can measure it. How can you measure it? Because when you give lifetime warranty, that means they are, whenever they want, they can replace. So, and you're not going to charge them. So this is also measurable, and there's also a specific date as well. Okay, so I want one participant to try, guys. Can anyone try? Okay, we'll give them another maybe 10 or 15 seconds. Let the countdown begin. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay, sorry. Are you still referring to threads? Yes, yes, Bowie, we are. We are still referring to this. Oh, Sarah had one. Sorry, Sarah, I didn't see. Now only I'm seeing. Increase sales of existing brand by 10% by improving the quality and new key benefits by the end of 2025. Yes, that's also possible, Sarah. But I think that one will be more inclined to the strength because you have a loyal customer base, right? Okay, so we have one new one. Offer a change from ICE car to EV for the car value campaign above 100,000 for or in Q1 2026. So what Asfarul is actually saying is that when you change from ICE to EV, maybe we can actually give you a cash rebate, maybe 20,000 rebate, 15,000 rebate, something like that. So we can actually say, we can even be very specific, offer a 15,000 cash rebate when transitioning from ICE to EV. Offer trade-in packages for those competing brands at special discount of 20% valid till, till end of quarter June 2025. Okay, so that's fine. So what they're trying to say is that there's a 20% discount of cars that you are actually purchasing within a certain period of time, which is by the end of 2025, June 2025. All right, guys. So I think you all have also mastered the SWOT analysis, and you all have mastered your ability to pick on strategic issue and also develop the strategic objectives for each one of the quadrant. Okay. So with that, we have already come to the end of our workshop, and I will pass it on to my very pretty host, Hawa. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Vignes, for the insightful sharing. We hope everyone gained valuable knowledge just now. If you have any question, please feel free to type in the chat before we wrap up. Any last questions?
Right, you're welcome. Poe, maybe we can improve it to provide a 10% rebate for all new or existing Tesla customer for buying a second car. Interesting. So when you buy, you're already an existing customer, but you decide to buy a new one, then you actually get a, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. That's smart. That's smart. That's smart. Yes, loyalty member program. Agree with you. Agree with you. Right.
Okay, so as we approach the end of today's session, Mr. Vignes, is there any final advice or key message you would like to leave to our participants?
Right. Okay. Thank you very much to the TA and also the National Training Week campaign for giving me this opportunity to meet all of y'all and probably upskill y'all at least in one topic. Hopefully, we will meet again in other trainings as well. On to you, Hawa. You're muted, Hawa.
Oh, sorry. So thank you once again to everyone for your active participation throughout today's session. And special thank you to Mr. Vignes once again for very engaging presentation. I'm sure we all gain valuable knowledge and practical tips to take away. Before we end, I would like to ask a few minutes from you all before we take a group photo to complete our feedback form. I will paste the link in the chat box and then you guys can click the link and fill up. Yeah, I share it with you. Okay, that's the link. So hope you all can fill up the feedback form for our future improvement. All right, so as you can see in the screen, on the screen right now, you can follow our social media for upcoming updates regarding of our trainings, future events. And for the video recording, you guys can follow our YouTube and please subscribe. And we will upload the video recording on the YouTube. Okay. So everyone can switch on your camera. We can take a group photo. Nak touch up ke? Nak make up sikit? Boleh? Sempat lagi? Okay. So if everyone's ready, kita boleh ambil gambar sekejap. Okay. Encik Iqbal, tak ada kamera ke? Cik Rosli, Cik Faizal, Cik Salahuddin, Cik Azizi,
Asfarul.
Azura.
Right. Now only I can see you, Asfarul. Oh, you.
Oh, desktop tak ada kamera. Okay, tak apalah. At least ada gambar you, Encik Iqbal. Okay. The rest? Okay, so we take a few shots. So everyone's get ready. Okay. Have a bright smile, everyone. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. Once again. Okay, sekejap. Ada lagi yang tengah buka webcam. Kita tunggu sekejap. Okay, everyone ready? Okay, boleh buat freestyle. Any freestyle? Peace ke, thumbs up ke? Okay, 1. Sekejap Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you
Alright.
for joining us.
Great job, guys.
Have a great weekend.
Same to all of you. Same to all of you. Same to you as well, Hawa.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kak Hawa.
Okay, thank you semua.
Thank you, Hawa.
Alright.
Bye.